Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to take a look at how you can create a campaign from scratch and how you can specifically radius target your campaigns so that if you have a product or service and you only have that available in a particular region, it makes a lot of sense to only target that particular area. Okay, so let's get into it. You'll need to click on to New Campaign in your AdWords interface. Of course, you will have needed to have logged in first. And you will need to choose the type of campaign that you are going to create. It's very seldom that the Wonks create both search and display network campaigns. We tend to segment them out. So we'll either run a campaign only on the search network or only on the display network. In this case, we're going to create a search network only campaign. Once you've done that, you will be taken to the campaign creation page. Here, you'll need to do a little bit more about the type. So it's chosen search network only, but we prefer to always have all features available. And when you do that, it's going to reset the page. So if you'd already typed something in, let's say test, and then you click on standard, it'll wipe out what you had before. So always choose the option that you're looking to use first, in this case test, and the campaign will continue to be called test. Going down the screen, you could load existing campaign settings unless you are very secure in what you're doing. Probably best to leave that and create a new campaign from scratch. The Google network includes search partners. Those are people who have search engines on their own website. We advise that you do include search partners. You can of course choose the type of device, so all available devices, or let me choose, and you can drill down on that. For the purposes of this tutorial, we will keep it at all available devices. Locations, this is the key to this particular tutorial. If you chose all countries and territories, I would advise that you stop advertising any campaigns that are using that. If you're advertising New Zealand, you really should have a strong nationwide brand and tending to be spending over $200 a day on your advertising. This may be used really specifically for a set campaign. Most AdWords campaigns should let you choose where you are advertising. And then when you have hit that button, you can type in the area that you want to search for. So if we type in Auckland, Auckland will appear, and we can click add, and we'll see that it appears in there. Now, you'll also notice that there is a reach of 2.7 million users. Now, a user is a loosely defined metric. It won't take a rocket scientist to realize that the population of Auckland is probably around 1.5 million. It is growing, but it's certainly not 2.7. So you are going to want to think about the reach. If we were to type in Wellington, for example, our reach is going to be 503,000. Christchurch, it's going to be 451,000. If you want to advertise in everywhere but Auckland, you can go Auckland, exclude, and then you can go New Zealand and add. So you'll target the whole of New Zealand, but you'll exclude Auckland. This is really useful if you don't have something in Auckland. Of course, if you're in a provincial area, you are going to want to have lots of exclusions. So you could also exclude Wellington, for example, and then click exclude, and it will pop up into the excluded locations list. Let's say, however, that you are in Auckland, but that you only want to advertise on the North Shore. To do this, you'll need to click on Advanced Search, and you'll need to choose Radius Targeting. If you click on Radius Targeting, you're going to need to first enter a street address. And so you need to do a little bit of creative thinking here, because you'll want to put a radius target of, let's say, 10 kilometers around, we'll say, well, we'll type in Albany, and we'll see what we get. We get a whole list, and none of the ones are what we want, so we'll go Albany, New Zealand, and search again And there we're given a pretty good region of the North Shore. But we know that Silverdale is a growing area, lots of people up there, and there's high density down in the Takapuna Devonport area, as well as around the cusp of Birkenhead, Northcote, Beach Haven. So we might extend that out to 11 kilometres and click search. It's a little bit bigger, so we'll try 13. So this is the methodology you should use. Just do some testing, see what you can get, and you can then click add on the tag inside of the map, or you can click the green tab that says add. And now we've added the location, the radius targeting for this campaign. If you click done, you'll now see that in the let me choose, we're targeting 13 k's around Auckland. If you choose radius targeting, it's really important that you take heed of the impressions you're getting. New Zealand has a small population base, and when Google tries to advertise in small regions, the ads don't always show up. Sometimes it's better to have a wider catchment so that you are getting traffic to your website. If you have it too small, if the location is anywhere below 10 kilometres, we tend to see very little activity in the ad campaign, and that defeats the purpose of advertising. Just to finish up the last aspects of creating a campaign, you can change the languages, the budget and bidding. We normally go to advanced options, and we prefer to set the budget. And in here, we will say manually set for bids. You can of course get help with AdWords setting the bids for you. Use the default bid of $4 always, and a budget, if we're doing a warrant fitness, is $10 a day on the search network. Don't forget you can use ad extensions. There are separate tutorials on the Wonks campus for this. Advanced settings, you can change the ad schedule. If you click on edit, when you are manually editing your bids, you can change the times of the day. If you're automatically asking Google to set the bid, you cannot use ad scheduling. You can change the start date, and then you can click save and continue. Once you've done so, you'll now need to create an ad group. There is of course a separate tutorial for ad group creation on the Wonks campus. Just quickly, if you already have a campaign running, you can click on the campaign and you can change the settings or the radius targeting by clicking on settings and then going down to the targeting and clicking edit. You can make changes in here. If you have already created a campaign that has either targeted the whole world or the whole of New Zealand or the whole of Auckland, when you only want to target a specific region, it can be best to create the campaign from scratch. It makes everything a lot easier if you create a new campaign rather than trying to adapt an older, poor performing campaign. So the best way forward, if you have a poor performing campaign, pause it, don't touch it again, create a new campaign, radius target with that one, and you'll be good to go. If you're currently on our YouTube channel watching this video, please go to www.webwonks.co.nz and sign up for a free campus login, or if you already have one, just log in and check out this particular tutorial. If you have a question about anything that we've spoken about in this tutorial, go to facebook.com/webwonks and leave us a question. Thanks for watching.